Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and today in this video we are going to learn how to configure a backup of VMware vCenter Server 9 to a Windows share using SMB protocol. So this is going to be a complete step-by-step lab demonstration video, and this is going to be very important topic because backup is your backbone of disaster recovery in VMware environment. So by end of this video you will able to know how to configure automatic backup for vCenter server, secure your vCenter server, and restore your infrastructure in case of failure. In this video I'm dedicated going to do a backup configuration. In next video I'm going to show you also how you can recover your server in case of failure, vCenter server in case of failure. So let's understand what is vCenter backup. So vCenter backup is a native file-based backup mechanism built into vCenter server appliance, which is known as VCSA. So unlike VM snapshot, this backups the capture the configuration, captures the inventory, captures the vCenter database, and it's stored to the external location such as SFTP, NFS, FTP, or SMB protocol. So in this video we are going to save our backup on SMB protocol or Windows share, which I'm going to create. So this backup is managed through VMware interface using the port number 5480, so which is VMware appliance management interface. So you can see what the location so location can be FTP, FTPS, HTTP, SCP, SFTP, NFS, and SMB. There are multiple options you can take the backup at the location. So let's go ahead and so why vCenter backup is important? So this is very important question. So imagine your company is running multiple ESXi hosts, 100 of virtual machine, critical application like banking or e-commerce, and if your vCenter crashes due to the and you don't have backup, so you will lose all the configuration whatever inside the vCenter server. You will lose the cluster setting, you will lose the all the settings whatever you have made inside the VMware cluster or vCenter server. So in that case you need to build everything from scratch. So building everything from scratch is going to take a lot of time, and also it can lead to downtime. But if the backup is configured, you can restore entire environment in a few minutes, or maybe within a 30 minutes. So no need to rebuild infrastructure, minimum downtime, and this is why backup is very critical. So now this is my lab environment. So in last video I have deployed this vCenter appliance. So this is my vCenter appliance which we are trying to take a backup, and I got my Active Directory domain server and my ESXi host. So let me show you that infrastructure. So this is my ESXi 9 which is running inside my VMware workstation, and let me log into my domain controller. So if you see here, this is my ESXi server, so ESXi01. Let me show you, and this is my vCenter. So you can see my host is ESXi01, and on top of this ESXi host I have this virtual machine hosted VCSS01, which is my vCenter server. So if I show you, so this is my ESXi host 1 which is added to vCenter, and I got my virtual machine appliance basically for vCenter. So now, so real world use case and benefit of vCenter backup. Before we go to the lab, let's discuss this. So in a production environment, use a dedicated backup server and keep backups on site and off site both. So if you have DR DC, so make sure your data is copied to DC DR both location, and enable encryption for backup, and schedule backup daily, at least one backup, and test restore on a regular basis to make sure your backups are healthy. So let's say if for example if your vCenter crashes due to hardware failure, corruption, or cyber attack, you can restore entire environment in a few minutes by using the backup. And benefit is going to be a it protects entire VMware environments and quick disaster recovery in case of any failure. No need to rebuild from scratch and do all the manual things. Saves configuration and inventory whatever inside the vCenter server, and essential for enterprise environment. So if you're running an infrastructure and you have a vCenter server, so it is inbuilt tool. Basically, you should I highly recommend go ahead and enable it. So now let's see what we need. So before you start, you need a Windows share and then permission, and your network and DNS should be reachable from vCenter to Windows server. So let me show you that. So this is my AD server. So I'm going to create one share folder on this machine itself. So let me go ahead and create a folder to save the backup. So I'll go here and let me call it vCenter backup. So now I'll go in property. So let me create one service account also. So I'll go ahead and create a service account dedicated for backup. So this is highly recommended to make sure your backups are always running through service account and a password does not expire. So I'll go ahead and create service account, call it SVC VC backup, so vCenter backup, and I'll go ahead and configure my. So if you are working in enterprise where you don't have access to AD account to create a service account, request your service Active Directory team to create a service account and set password to never expire and hand over the information to you. So this is done, and now I'll go ahead and share this folder which we have created inside the C drive, vCenter backup, and go to sharing, and the very first thing, go to advanced sharing and share this folder. In the permission you should have everyone full control. And now on the security, you need to enable this service account which we have just created and give it to modify rights. Don't give full rights, modify should be enough. So apply, OK, and now we have a share folder created. Let's try to access by IP address. So I'll type 192.168.0.11. so I should be able to share vCenter server backup. So this is good. So this is the folder where we are going to store the backup. So now we have backup created, we have given permission, and this is we are able to access the share folder. So this is good. Now step by step, so the very first thing, you need to create a share folder which we have already did. So now access the vCenter Appliance Management Console and configure the backup. So inside the VME, you need to go to backup, configure, and configure backup, and then you need to follow this path to configure backup. So let me go to VME, and so I'll go here and port number 5480 to log into VME, and then you need a password for VME login. So this should be root and your password to raw whatever you have configured. So now you can see I have logged into VME. So now I'll go to backup, and inside backup you will see here backup schedule is not configured currently. So I'll go ahead and configure the backup schedule. So in the backup location you need to type basically in this format. So SMB is our protocol, and then the complete URL. So you can see the folder example here, and exactly you need to follow the same thing, and then you need to create basically put the service account details which we have created and given the rights. And now I'll put my password here for this service account, and you need to schedule a time. So let me schedule it to maybe 7 p.m. UTC every day, and this is important. You need to select the backup. So I'll go ahead and select, let's say, encryption password here. So I have configured encryption password, and now number of backup to be retained. So retain all backup you can configure, or retain you can define how many backups. So let's say 14 backup for 2 weeks backup is enough for me, or maybe one month backup is enough for me. So you can configure based on your requirement how many backup copies you want to retain. And now if everything goes well, it will allow you to create this. So now you can see if anything goes wrong, it will give you error, such as, let's say, if the share path is not accessible or your credential is not working, then it will give you error. If everything goes well, then only it will allow you to create this. So now our backup schedule is created. Now let's run the backup. So if I go here, you can see the step 2 is completed. Now backup schedule we have done as per our requirement, and now backup schedule is created, but let's create a run our first backup manually and then verify the backup. So I'll go here and backup now and use the backup location and from the schedule. So you can see once you tick mark this, it will get information by default. So I'll put my password for this service account and encryption password, and then if everything goes well, so you can type the description first, backup, and then just start the backup. So once you're done, you should be able to see here type is manual, because this is not a scheduled backup, we are trying to run manual, and you can see the backup location. Now it has started the backup. So this is very important. Inside this folder, it is going to create one a folder called vCenter, and then inside the vCenter it will create SN based on the vCenter name, FQDN, complete FQDN. So if I show you here, so this is the FQDN, and this name is very important. So while deploying the vCenter from backup, you need to make sure this name matches exactly, otherwise the restore will not happen. And then you can see this is the version of the server, and so backup is completed. Now let's verify this. So you can see this is the backup and this is our vCenter server, and you can see so specifically to this machine, you can see the time, date and time is mentioned here. So now we have one copy. Let me try to run one more copy, so just to make sure we have two copy, and how it will look like once you have a two copy stored in the backup itself. So now I'll type here, let's say second backup, and start. So now it's going to run one more backup, which is type is manual, and you can see the size of transfer data also, and the time, end time. So now you can see we got one more file folder created. Inside that folder it will have all the data. So let's say you have 30 retention, so it will have a 30 folders created here, one folder for each backup schedule or each backup. And then later on, if it is going to have a 31 backup, so it will delete the oldest backup, and it will keep always 30 latest backup. So this is how it works. So this is how you can configure your backup. So we have verified the backup. So in next video I'm going to basically use this backup to restore our vCenter server. We will delete our current vCenter server, and then we are going to recover from backup, so to make sure our backups are always good state, and we are going to test the restore also. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe me for more videos, and if you have any query, any question related to this, you can always post me by given mail IDs. Thank you once again. Bye bye.